Gun in the hand! Medic! Okay, now we need paramedic! We need paramedic!
That woman, LaToya Ratlieff, joins us now. LaToya, oh my gosh, that video is so upsetting. How are you today?
Hearing it gives me chills. I'm still working through this process, and each day I'm getting better, but it's going to be a journey.
Do you have vision in your right eye?
No, at this time, my eye actually started to open earlier this week, or probably around this weekend, I'm sorry, but it's still I can't focus. If I try to utilize my right eye, I can't see anything. The vision is very blurry.
Do doctors think you will regain the vision in your right eye?
I'm not sure. This week I'll actually be going to see more doctors. I'll do a follow-up in regards to my actual wounds, and then I'll see a doctor to review the damage to my eye and see if, there's any permanent damage.
Oh my gosh. LaToya, what were you imagining that day when you went out to protest? Did you have any sense that things were escalating so much with the police and that they would shoot rubber bullets?
Not at all. I went to the protest on Saturday in Miami, and it was an amazing event. There were so many people there from every race and ethnicity, and it was a wonderful time. And that's why I wanted to be a part of it on Sunday. And even for the first 3.5 hours of the event, there were no issues.
And so then what happened? I mean, when it turned, I understand that for a while after you were shot, you hadn't even completely understood or realized what happened.
I think the turn of the event, I think it has something to do with an officer that shoved a girl that was kneeling on the ground, and that took the crowd from the very peaceful event that had taken place for most of the day to a bit of an agitation. And, when I was walking to go home and I saw that the crowd, there was some commotion, people were very, very visibly frustrated. That's when there was an individual that was walking around and getting everyone to relax. So I joined in with him because you have this one person and how many hundreds of people, and we want to make sure that the message of this event is not overshadowed by anything else. So we were able to get everyone to relax and everyone to calm down. But even after that, there were still bullets, random foam bullets being shot out into the crowd. We were being tear gassed, and eventually it was too much. And that's when the crowd started to disperse, and that's when I went in the corner. And, there was a moment where a woman, she came over to help me and to provide aid. And within a second, I was shot by a Fort Lauderdale police officer.
Oh my gosh. And what do you want now? I mean, I understand that you're considering some sort of action against the police. What do you want them to do?
I want the Fort Lauderdale Police Department to be held accountable. I think it's important that there are some reforms that are put in place so something like this can never happen again. I think that I would like to understand what happened, understand what message or what direction was provided to the officers before they arrived to the event. And why did, not only for me, there's another image of an individual that was shot in the head, and there are also other accounts of potentially other people that were injured at the event. So I would like to understand what guidance they received that day that, caused several people to be injured at a protest that was about, police brutality.
Here's what the police statement about your case says. They'd like us to read it in full. The Fort Lauderdale Police Department has made every effort to speak with Ms. Ratlieff, to include reaching out via phone and social media for the last week. We are aware she has retained counsel. However, she and her counsel have yet to contact the city to set up an interview. Other than being notified she has retained counsel, we have not heard from Ms. Ratlieff or her attorneys. It would appear Ms. Ratlieff and her counsel are speaking to the media on a regular basis instead of us. All of the information about Ms. Ratlieff's incident has been provided to the media rather than to our city or to our investigators. We look forward to speaking with Ms. Ratlieff so that she may follow our formal investigative process of finding the truth about what happened. Will you speak to them?
I look forward to speaking with them. I look forward to speaking with them and understanding why, after I was shot and laying on the ground, not a single officer rendered aid. I would like to understand why there wasn't a warning before they started to tear gas and continue to shoot rubber bullets out into the crowd. I've been contacted from the Internal Affairs Department, but at that time, I was still recovering. At that time, I was still dealing with the pain and the trauma from what took place. So if hopefully in the next week or the next few weeks, we will be able to sit down.
And I know that you say that you will participate with their investigation, and I'm sure that that will be helpful for all of them to understand that you're actually not trying to fight them in any way other than to get these answers. LaToya, thank you very much for being here with us and explaining what happened. We're really thinking of you and hoping for the speediest recovery.
No problem. Thank you so much for having me and allowing me to spread my message.
Thank you.